Okay, this is my second attempt at this video. The first one I accidentally did in HD and it was way too freaking big for YouTube. So anyway, this is the Umarex Steel Storm. I've modified it and customized it quite a bit. I wanted it to be as close to a real submachine gun as I could, so I wanted to stay true to the actual size and shape of a real submachine gun, and as you can see, I have done that. That is the real as compared to the Steel Storm that I've put out. As a matter of fact, I've actually used a real Israeli Uzi stock on the Steel Storm. The Steel Storm does not come with a stock, so I went ahead and modified it. As you can see, it fit really good on the back side of it. I couldn't use a folding stock on it simply because of this lip right here. The stock would have actually come down way too far and you wouldn't have been able to fit your hand comfortably on the grip. The actual length of the Steel Storm is exactly the same. I wanted to make sure that it was the same. This has a 32 round magazine as compared to the Steel Storm, which has a 30 round magazine. But this one's a lot easier to reload. All you got to do is pull this up and shake it a bit, and it reloads. There's a BB reservoir up here that's about 300 rounds. I've also made some other modifications to this particular gun. I'll show you now what those are. Okay, first off, the Steel Storm, I was not happy at all when I unboxed it. It doesn't feel like quality at all. It's made out of just plastic, the outside of it. But once I took it apart so I could convert it to full automatic, I realized that it was indeed German made and very high quality inside. But the outside I was definitely not impressed with. One of the worst things about it was the rear and the front sights on it were horrible. So I took, excuse me, I took those off immediately and ground this down to be the proper size of a Picatinny rail. On this one up here, the front sight I took off, and this is actually a lever, not a lever, but a slide that goes back and exposes the BB. So I took that front sight off and then ground it down so that I could actually put a rail cover on it and use that as my actual switch for the BB reservoir. So it worked out really well. It actually clicks way more solid as well, so because this actually hooks onto the Picatinny and it makes it much more stable as far as sliding it back and forth. It's got a rail underneath here. It's an aluminum rail that attaches to the suppressor. This removes, this removes, this removes. This actually, it looks removable, but it is permanent because I brought it back all the way onto the gun itself to strengthen it up. It's extremely solid now. Definitely one piece. Excuse me. The single point harness or sling that I put on it, I went ahead and attached it to the stock itself. I made the actual stock cover, the sling mount, out of a 12 gauge shotgun bandolier ammunition holder. So it worked really well. I learned that from my son Alec. Has a bandolier now that holds CO2 that I got him for Christmas. So works really well. The suppressor actually works really good. This is a very loud BB gun. The original, the barrel actually ends right about here under this third rib is where the original barrel ends, and they had a cup, like a steel cup, and the sound from it, it actually amplified the sound, so it was extremely loud for a BB gun. It was way louder than any BB or pellet gun I've owned before. So I went ahead and made a suppressor for it and brought it out into a full-length tube. Inside the tube, there's nothing more than a rolled-up Brillo pad that goes the full length. So it works really well. This actually, the end cap unscrews. If you want to unscrew it, the end cap unscrews to expose the guts of it. It's very easy to clean, maintain, and there you go. And like I said, all that is simply a rolled up Brillo pad. Just like that. This, I made that out of the aluminum casing of a Maglite, a D-cell Maglite, so I could end up with this beautiful end cap that they have. I had to have it. I just love the ability to unscrew them. I went in and added one baffle inside. I hope you can see that on the video. And made it, of course, bowed out so that it would reflect some of the pressure back, and it works extremely well. Literally, this is quieter than a one of those El Cheapo Red Ryder BB guns. It's quieter. The modification of full automatic went flawlessly. This fires about 1,200 rounds per minute. That's the cyclic rate on it, so it's very, very fast. One of the cool things about the Steel Storm is that it uses 2 CO2s instead of 1, so you'll get extra rounds. You can actually, if you're not blasting the whole thing at full auto, you can actually get 300 rounds with 2 CO2s. I've done it many times. You lose a little pressure towards the end, but bottom line, that is pretty dang good for a BB gun. I'm going to convert this also to HPA, high pressure air, but I don't have the adapters yet. But that'll definitely be some fun as well. I'm going to go ahead and stop this particular video, and I'll get the part 2 of this is going to be full automatic fire, and so that you can experience the cyclic rate. Let me make sure I didn't miss anything. Selector switch is right here. You've got semi-automatic, full automatic, just like that. And then the safety is right here. The safety on this particular gun, if it is cocked, you charge the weapon like this, that just like a M16. Once that locks the bolt inside back, if it's on safe and you pull the trigger, it won't do anything other than just drop the interior, the inside bolt. It just drops the bolt, but it does not fire any pressure, which is nice. I'm going to go ahead and load up some BBs and load the magazine here, and we'll see what the cyclic rate does. I'm just going to be firing into my makeshift BB trap, which is my fireplace. All right, so anyway, stay tuned for part 2 of the video.